And howdy, y'all. Welcome to Tailgate. And we're out. Evening, folks. Night. Have a good one. No, wait, sorry. A little confused. It might be the heat. It's already 90 degrees and humid as hell. Welcome to summertime in Houston. This, of course, is the VR0121. There's some flaws in my finish. So I need to tear it all down and start over. There's something else I think we need to tear down and start over. And this might offend a few people, so if you're easily offended, please remember in the description it says, not for those who are easily offended. I'm pretty good at offending people. For some strange reason. Nobody wants to sub me because of that, and that's fine. There was quite some time ago, there's a lot of people that like to forget that they say stuff like this. But I'm gonna remind them right here. There are people out there on the planet that say, the Republicans only want to help their interest in big oil and this, that, the other. And I'd like to remind them that while Trump was president, that amount of gas right there was going to cost me about $45. And Yesterday I paid $63.44. Now, who's getting helped by which president? Oh, Trump was for the pipeline. If you don't know by now that the pipelines are the safest and fastest and most secure way, normally, when they're not hacked by some group of hackers, to move petroleum products from A to B. It doesn't get in crashes, it doesn't get rerouted by somebody at some train station, it doesn't have to be airlifted, it just pumps. For the most part, it's completely safe for humans. Very rare situations is there actually an issue. Who's in the house? I don't know, Steph. I only have one person on, and that seems to be you. And I'm betting you're the one that thumbs me up. Howdy, lurkers. It's probably Phil. Ride a bicycle. I could say the same thing to certain people out there in the YouTube world, because that's about how much money I think they're going to make now that YouTube stopped allowing tobacco products to be monetized. So, therefore, yeah, good luck with getting that little bit of money that you might somehow see and doing much other than buying, oh, I don't know, an extra tin of tobacco. Good luck. Now, when they stop monetizing video games and children's toys, possibly because there's the possibility, remote though it is, the possibility that there might be some sort of pedophile that decides to lurk in those chats. When those go and get demonetized by YouTube, there's going to be a bunch of little crying bitches out there. Some might actually be female. It's going to come down to the only thing getting monetized anymore is people with extremely cute pets. There's piles and piles of videos about people calling their cats loads because the way they lay, all looking like a little loaf of bread. You could fall into that rabbit hole and never hit bottom. Alice in Wonderland has nothing on cat load videos. And yet they've demonetized tobacco. So he is checking in on a somewhat regular basis, Steph? At least hopefully he is. Oh, yeah, yeah. Videos with guys getting hit between the legs. Yes. Fails and pain. Oh, you know something else that might become a monetizable thing? Eating strange stuff. I have no idea why this is so popular, but I can prove that it works. See, Steph, so everybody that told me, hey, get rid of Facebook, this, that, the other. Look, I don't post anything on Facebook. No big deal. But I keep the Facebook so that I have the Facebook Messenger app so that I can message my son when he's overseas. Being that he's in the Air Force, it gets pretty easy. All right, well, let's go Finland. Hyvää iltaa, Boris. Though I guess for you it's only mid-afternoon. No, I mean, yeah, I guess it's technically evening. Phil, I wouldn't even want to know what it's like to be on a submarine where you submerge somewhere and you pop up somewhere else and you realistically have no idea where the hell you are. From what I understand, on submarines under power, it gets to be very disorienting on how far you've actually moved because the human brain does not actually comprehend the amount of speed that you're making, and turns can be just very slight and you barely could feel it unless you are super attuned to it. Oh, James is naked. I do not know why people would ever watch my show while they're getting clean and I'm staying dirty. Maybe it's because, as Weird Al Yankovic said, I'm white and nerdy. Well, Boris is not only tough, he is weather resistant, and he is young because of cryogenic freezing. Look at him in the sunlight sometime and you will see that he looks younger than I do. And he claims to be older than I am. Yes, but James, this is a play on words. because unfortunately Skip is not here. But I wanted to remind everybody that Skip's not here and to tailgate and come out and hang with Steph. That's really what tailgating's about. Hanging out with friends and then going to the next show, which is today. That'll be Steph and Skip. Yeah, see, Phil, I mean, that's from what I understand. That's exactly what I've been told. And except for when they do an emergency blow or they decide that they are going to dive hard, there is almost zero feeling of, oh, or if they're, I do not know that submarines actually bank. But they do bank technically when they turn. They will lean over a little bit, from what I understand. Howdy, Gary. Now, see, I know a lot of this because my dad was in the Navy. And because he was in the Navy, he's got a lot of friends from the Navy that, you know, they would stop by and say hi. And not all of them were on an aircraft carrier. I gotta get a pipe cleaner. Just a second. Sorry about that. Every once in a while you're smoking, especially if you're a wet smoker, you're going to end up with a little bit of yuck. Gary, if you pick a topic, we'll discuss it as best we can. That's the best thing about tailgating. There's no specific topic. We're just here hanging out, chatting, having a good time. That's why I don't hashtag the heck out of it. I don't actually... I don't determine where this is going before it starts. I just put a title on it and let it roll. It's fun that way. Phil, you remember how I was talking about Sturgis? I don't know if you saw this or not, but look at this. First Sturgis Motorcycle Rally, August 14th, 1938. I'll let you read it for yourself. So how crazy is that? Yes. Sturgis. Big, huge thing. Severely crazy. By the way, if you're heading to Sturgis, I would suggest you already have your hotel rooms or campsites. Because if not, you're too damn late. Gotta remember, last year, during COVID, they were still booked out all the way because nothing's going to stop Sturgis. When those idiots decided to protest and say that these people were super spreaders and the police had to escort them out of the state because they were stupid enough to talk shit to the bikers, that's how much power events can have. And we're talking about Pipe Week coming up. Now, Pipe Week's only in its second year. There's a lot going to be going on. Y'all can be in on the ground floor, or y'all can be looking on the outside going, I should have gotten in on that when it was still on the ground floor. Woo! So, correct me if I'm wrong, Flat Cap will not be doing a live show this coming Wednesday. Because of Boris, I feel sad that the 1980 Olympics finished by the United States coming from behind to defeat Finland for the gold medal. But Finland got the silver and Russia took bronze. Back when you couldn't beat Russia. Not in hockey. Nobody could beat hockey Russia. Not back then. But for anybody who doesn't like Boris, y'all got problems. I could probably get together about 1,000 people in a couple of days just by saying, hey, Boris needs help. And it's going to be some rough and scruffy people. Okay, some of them are going to be really nice people too. But some of them are going to be like me. They're going to be a little bit rough and definitely scruffy. Okay, so there's not going to be a popping the 10. Okay. So, just as a statement, there's not going to be a popping the 10. I'll see if I can't do a quick little Nashville Mafia tailgate in between A and B. Because there's Eddie Gray, A, and Nashville Mafia, B. I'll just squeeze in there in the normal flat cap spot, and I'll promote the hell out of the fact that they are working diligently upon Pipe Week, and the content should be fantastic. Now, be that Eddie tends to start or finish at various different times, I'll have to keep it interestingly brief on my intro. Probably no 2 minutes and 50-something seconds of some artist with a song called Going Back to Oakland or Back to Oakland or something like that. They could be piping from the pool and, well, let's just say all the guys will be watching. Unfortunately, most of them will be watching for the wrong reasons. Ah, he's watching football. That would be with a U. I do not believe that Boris is. Donald, stop what? Me? Stop saying things that are off? What? Flat Cap and Ladyfire did a GAW from the pool. There were a lot of guys in there that were just like not talking for some strange reason. Normally they chat the hell out of a text box, but they were just really really quiet. I guess it's jealousy over having a indoor pool, something you can enjoy year round. I'll admit, I'm a little jealous of an indoor pool myself. That would, of course, be world football, not American football. So, foot, F-U-T, football, with a U, is, of course, the world's football, because it is played with the feet. Poor man's polo. And actually, if you understand the game, you'll know that it is actually poor man's polo. Because only nobles were allowed to own horses, so therefore only nobles could play the game of kings, which was polo. Well, yeah, but Gary, most balls are round. Yes, the sport of kings is horse racing, but the game of kings is polo. And you would think it would be chess. But no, chess was actually invented by the Chinese to teach tactics. At least what I have been able to read and figure out is actually true. No, a rugby ball is actually slightly different than the American football. An American football is 12 inches from point to point, which is the reason why they call it football. Rugby, I believe, is 13 inches and slightly more round. Ah, yes, boxing. Now, Boris, I agree with you. The Royals do play polo. Of almost every nation on the planet, the Royals tend to play polo, which is why it was called the Game of Kings. But that started way back because, like I said, peasants and poor people didn't own horses. That was for the nobles. So how could you play polo without a horse? And soccer, as was originally invented, is basically played in the exact same manner as polo, but of course no horses, and you use your feet instead of a mallet. And golf was invented because, well, some hobbit that was big enough to ride a horse used a club and knocked a goblin's head right off his shoulders and into a rabbit hole. According to Tolkien. Oh no, the original poor man's game was running. And distance running at that. See, in olden times, it goes all the way back to the Battle of Marathon. And I'm fairly certain that it was even previous of that. Now, what was the Battle of Marathon, some will ask? Well, it's just something that became known as a distance to run. Marathon is approximately 26.2 miles from Rome. So they call a marathon 26.2 miles. The real crazy issue here is the real crazy issue with marathon is that the guy who basically became famous for starting the race, he woke up that morning and ran from Rome to Marathon, fought in a battle, and then ran from Marathon back to Rome to deliver the message, "We won." And according to legend, then he fell over dead. So how come Marathon is only 26.2 miles? That is half the distance. All right. Cool. So, y'all make sure to check out what Phil typed in there about telling Marty Pulvers that you actually know of him from the Breyer Report. He's actually a paying sponsor. And it's good to know that your money's actually going to good work. Nobody wants to spend money continually for a product that gets them no gain. It's why I don't like paying for politicians. Seems like I will agree with that statement, Phil. If it wasn't for Mike, Eddie, and Mr. Pulvers, all of that work that Phil does to keep us all in the know of what's going on with pipes and cigars and tobacco, that's all going to go away. So, hey, and if you're looking for an estate pipe, do me a favor. Go over to briarreport.org or briarreport.com and click on one of the links to either Mike or Marty, that's Pulvers, or Eddie Gray, which is, of course, so that's Briar Blues, Pulvers, and the Pipe Nook. Get to the site through the pipe index right there, and then purchase your stuff. It's not going to take but one extra step. But trust me when I say the content is good. And every once in a while you actually get discounts by running it through the Briar Report. I'm not saying always. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying always. I did get my... I got my Savinelli KS320 Trevi rusticated in black. Beautiful pipe. Great pipe. I got it at a discount because Eddie was running a discount. I didn't even know about it, but I went through the Briar Report to get to his site, and the discount was there. I don't mind doing the discount. Then I found out that because of the discount, I had to order a little bit of extra stuff so that I could get the free shipping. Hey, no big deal. The discount paid for the shipping. Might as well go ahead and get a little bit of extra. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't be an insider. Don't be doing everything you can to get your discounts from Mike or Marty or Eddie. But it'd be kind of cool of us to help a brother out, so to speak. That's good to know. But that doesn't mean that you're not still naked. Towel off, put some clothes on, get out here and smoke with us. You got about 20 minutes, you can make that happen. Do not stop for another tattoo. You don't have time. Okay, that's interesting. The Amazon Prime truck just drove by with the side door wide open. I don't know what he's going to go deliver, but I guess he's delivering something. I only ever had 3 rules for tattoos. It's pretty simple. One, do not ever get a symbol that you cannot accurately read for yourself. I'll explain that here in a minute. Two, no names unless it is your mother or your kids. And three, no tattoos that you cannot cover up with a t-shirt and shorts. Now those are just my rules. I told my son the same thing, no big deal. He listened to me. Now, no symbols that you cannot read for yourself. Let's just be honest. I know a guy who went in and believed he got the Chinese symbols for fire and ice. Well, I have a friend that actually reads Chinese, and he says that what it actually says is stupid donkey. In other words, the dude got dumbass tattooed on him. Awesome. Fire and ice. No, dumbass. Yeah, that's what you want to be known for. You're the guy with the tattoo that says dumbass. Yeah. Why no names other than your mother and your own children? Look, a brother or a sister or your own father's name as like memorial, kind of acceptable also. But you get out towards, you have a girlfriend, you get a name tattooed on you. You got a wife, you get a name tattooed on you. Well, what happens when they go away? The girlfriends leave. Divorce is rampant in the world these days. You see, I mean, if you're doing your own name, I would be worried about doing my name, because if you miss one line at the very end, it spells roach, as in cockroach. Yeah. Not doing that either. And yes, I actually have a friend that's very fluent in Japanese. In fact, she lives in Japan. Well, James, I'm not saying that your wife will. I'm just saying that there's a whole bunch of wives out there that have. And you look pretty dumb when you get to the next girl and you have that other girl's name tattooed on you. You also end up looking like a famous painting. You know, the sailor that's got 15 names down his arm and one's getting crossed off and one's getting tattooed in. Don't worry, Steph. There's as many guys that have left wives as there are wives that have left guys. Just saying. I once had a wife. I sent her back to her husband. See, yeah, that would be confusing to very few people, but I guess he wasn't quite smart enough to see that. I just felt like putting my own name on myself. It's good for identification purposes, dumbass. Here, you want fire and ice? Well, there's a lot of cover-up art out there on the planet. Oh, and of course, what was the last one? T-shirt and shorts. Now, look, fine. Tattoos are becoming a little more mainstream, and I get it. But if you go into the corporate world, if they ever have that family picnic, and it's on a hot summer day, and you're looking at all these kids wandering around, and you're thinking, man, you know that naked lady tattoo that I've got there on my leg that nobody ever sees unless I'm in shorts? Not really appropriate for the kids. I'm stuck wearing jeans? No. If you can cover it up with a t-shirt and shorts, you'll never have to worry about that situation. Now, I don't think that it should be a situation, but it becomes a situation. And if you just take a little care, previous and planning wise, you could still have all that art. I'm not saying you can't have the art. Don't get me wrong. I'm not against tattoos. I'm not against tattoos. I've got them myself. But I can cover them up with a t-shirt. And you'll never see them unless I take off my shorts. Previous planning saved me a lot of time in the corporate world. Oh, plus, there's a lot of places that you actually will not be allowed to go with exposed tattoos showing. Now, there's a lot of people that will not have those jobs. I did. I figure my next tattoo, if I ever get another one, is going to be a little band on one toe. And then what looks to be a tag on the bottom, and it's going to say place tag here. Just as a last to the ME. And I told my wife before this that I would just get a tattoo for the ring finger. I'd never have to take off my wedding band, no big deal. And then she found something that's ceramic and carbon fiber, and I don't have to worry about getting electrocuted. Really nice of her, wasn't it? Well, Boris, I'm going to say it like this. Don't worry about the Danish player. Just finish him. Mortal Kombat. Play on words. Yes, we hope that he didn't die, but we're also hoping to see Finland win this game. Kentucky Fried Chicken. Yummy. So what did you order, Gary? Go ahead and share with the class. And did you order enough for everybody? No, I'm just messing with you. It doesn't matter. You don't even have to share what you're getting. Well, I'm hoping he didn't have like a stroke or a heart attack there, Boris. See, if it's not coleslaw or mashed potatoes and gravy, I'm pretty much not getting it from KFC. Oh, by the way, this particular tailgate is very, very strange. My wife was up at 7:30 this morning. I figured out, well, there goes my day. Don't worry about the tailgating. No, 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 no. And then she goes down and sits down at her computer and basically logs in and starts doing some overtime for work. So, she's at work right now, and I'm sitting out here with y'all hanging out, smoking a pipe, having a good time. Sweet corn fries and gravy. Okay, that's an interesting combination there, I guess. Okay, I mean, okay. I'm not big on their fries. I'm not even really all that big on their gravy. Well, Boris, did Finland score a goal already? Or will this cause the Danish team to forfeit? Yeah, fries and gravy isn't that poutine? Still 0-0. Damn. So there's no clear winner, and if the guy drops over dead, do they give him that one for loss of life or something? I don't even much care for McDonald's fries. I mean, I understand you do not have a Whataburger anywhere near you. Whataburger fries are better. Burger King fries are pretty good. But you know the crazy thing is, the place that has the best fries is the Big Dipper fries at Hooters. My wife will tell you that. And I've actually survived taking my mother-in-law on Mother's Day to Hooters twice. Gary, that's genetics. If you are living with a Y chromosome and proud of it, and you find women attractive, then Hooters will make you smile. Howdy, Eddie. How are you, sir? That is the Eddie that is Texas Eddie, not Florida Eddie. Florida Eddie is the pipe note. Texas Eddie is, of course, Fort Worth. It's either that or you're going back to that show called Look Who's Talking, and the first thing you're thinking is lunch. Vanilla roll cake. Honestly, I don't think I've ever had vanilla roll cake. Don't feel bad. There's lots of blends out there that I haven't had. Well, hey, we're into the last couple of minutes before this thing's got to go over to Steph and mysterious, interesting guest. So, let's do a bowl call. Don't worry, Steph, you don't have to do it because you'll be doing one on your show, I'm sure. Wait. Oh. Bowl call. I've been outdone, but that's okay. It's what I had. This is the VR0121, and in it I am smoking Sutliff Creamy Butterscotch. And I'm going to tell you, it doesn't sound super appealing because everybody's like, oh my god, it's a vapor, right? No, not a vapor. It's an arrow, right? No, not an arrow. It is an arrow. But it's not like crazy strong aromatic that just drives you away from it in a minute and a half. Quite honestly, you can barely taste the butterscotch portion of it. People can smell it pretty good, but you can't hardly taste it at all. And it's about medium strength, maybe a little stronger. Tastes and feels like just a generic tobacco. I mean, nothing really great about it, but nothing bad about it either. And it can be an all-day smoke, which at least puts it one up on certain other arrows that I've had. Well, there's a vanilla custard by Sutliff, and there's a lot of people that like that one. And I'm more of a fan of the creme brulee, which if you're going to go vanilla, which is almost all you can taste with vanilla custard is vanilla, I thought the creme brulee was just a little bit better because it's also got a little honey thrown in there. It gives you more of that creme brulee taste. Creme brulee is just, in my opinion, now remember, opinions are worth what you paid for. You didn't pay for this one. It's just a better smoke. It's not just straight vanilla. You get some other flavors in there that are going to hit you as a nice counterpoint from time to time so that you're not just steadily smoking vanilla and going like, God, will it ever end? I do like coins though. Coins are always fantastic. Remember, anybody who's going to call bowl call has to have some sort of a gong or bell or something. Steal one off of your neighbor's cat if it's absolutely necessary. Damn. Boris, I mean, I know y'all are tough, but damn, do you gotta kill the opponents on a soccer field? Note to self, never play one-on-one soccer versus Boris. You can admit it, Boris. Your guy kicked him in the head hard. It looked like the ball. Vanilla custard and creme brulee are both made by Sutliff. I do not know if you're going to be able to get them readily in the UK. But there are places to get it, I'm sure. I just don't know what it's going to be worth. Now, I'm hoping, because I have pushed the notification bell, that when Steph goes live, I will get the notification. But Useless Tube is always good about screwing me over at that. Let's see if I remember correctly. The Stumbo method is put a small supply of it down in a big box that's full of other stuff in such a way that it is practically impossible to know for certain that it's not part of the other stuff anyways. Not a problem, Gary. Hey, it's what I'm here for. The chat goes crazy. It goes wherever it goes. I don't know where we're going when we start. We just go there. But if there's ever a situation where you're wanting some help with something, I'd be glad to help you out. In a locking Bible safe. Interesting. Yeah, mail the key separately. And not a problem. We all love the YTPC. The best part about it is we take care of each other. We don't even know each other half the time, and we're still taking care of each other. Which brings me to my final thoughts for the day. Y'all take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Do your best, the best you can on that. It's kind of important that we do. We're all that we got. We get a little bit of help from the cigar world. I try to help out there because, well, I am from the cigar world. But really, pipes get dumped on a lot. So Let's just make sure that we actively try. Now, I'm fairly certain that Steph should be live any second now, if not already. So I'm going to get out of here and try and get us all over there to Steph's channel. Remember, that's going to be Steph and Skip Kane. All right. As per always, long lives, big bowls, and long ashes. Y'all take care, and I'll see you soon.